To the Viking magazine and In Focus broadcast staffs, as well as past staffs of the Lantern and Rubicon, you create the images and you tell the stories. You're why I'm here and why I do this work. It's really been a big day, a very exciting day. I just presented a speech as the 2012 Teacher of the Year to a room full of my fellow colleagues. It's sort of like teachers are the toughest room for teachers. We're pretty harsh critics, so it was pretty cool to be in there and have a chance to do that. In getting this award, you know, sometimes we talk about what would you do if. So what would you say if you were given a microphone and a room and 15 minutes and someone would put everyone that matters to you for that message in the room for you? What would you say with your 15 minutes? How would you reach out? So that's sort of what this speech was. My heroes were legendary mid-century photojournalists: Gordon Parks, Margaret Bourke-White, Robert Capa, Dorothea Lange. Their lenses were courageous, creating a dialogue about social issues with images that leveraged change that needed to come. I think we really need to take a hard look at whether we're opening the doors of our staffs to everybody in our schools, or are we kind of not? So I think we need to reach out to more kids. I think broadcast is a wonderful place. Some of my kids who aren't strong writers are phenomenal on camera, and they have been my rock star broadcast people. Similarly, you know, some people who don't like to be on camera really love to write. So I think including more people and more voices in the school and staff matters, and also making sure we're telling a full spectrum of stories, really including things. The other issue that matters to me is student-free expression. It's very, very important that American school children have the chance to say what they want to say in the way that they want to say it without being restricted by administrators, other government officials, or halted in their pursuit of their own truths. It felt great to be in a room of my colleagues. I've known many of these people for years. The people who were on stage before me have been the people who were my mentors and people I looked up to, who set examples, and I watched their programs. And in the past, when I've seen people get these awards and then I've gone up to ask them, I've always learned from them. So I guess, you know, it's kind of cool to be in that place, and I think it brings with it not only an honor but a responsibility. That if you get this award, it's play it forward and pass it along. Make sure the generation that's coming up, not only as students but as teachers coming up behind us, the younger advisors who are trying to take this very difficult path. It's hard to do what your teachers do. That they get the kind of help and support that we can give them. It's really cool to get to see kids from other programs across the United States, to hear your joys, to hear your sorrows, to hear what you're struggling with, to hear what you'd like to do if you could have a perfect dream. So it's not just being here and doing this stuff, it's also the energy that you guys bring. That's pretty powerful. The other joy, I guess, is that I'm always 16 years old, really. Year after year, I go through the problems that 16 and 17 and 18-year-olds have. So there's an energy and a youth that always stays a part of my life because you guys bring it into the room, and that's pretty potent and pretty wonderful. I was 6 months old when JFK was assassinated, 4 years old when Dr. Martin Luther King was killed in Memphis, in first grade when Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon. What would our collective memory be without the iconic photographs of those moments? We have a First Amendment that has 45 words in it. Those 45 words give us rights and responsibilities that are one of the most wonderful experiments in democracy ever created on this planet. Journalism is a very precious thing. Doing it right, doing it with care, speaking truth to power, afflicting the comfortable and comforting the afflicted. That's why journalism. I just hope that the generation coming up, I know that not all of you may be journalists, you're going to study whatever you study, but I think the things that you learn about in a journalism classroom, whatever the publication, online, broadcast, print, those lessons transfer, those lessons of self-determination, of coming together, of finding what your community needs and getting it to them, those are going to travel with you throughout your life. And I hope that, I guess my wish, is that you keep holding on to these ideals, never let them go no matter what you do, because you really are. I teach because you're tomorrow, and I want tomorrow to be better than today. Thank you, and have a great year.